the attacking zone. Foligno and Bedard. Kurashev. Bedard. One-timer score! Like you read about.
That is a rookie Connor Bedard scoring his 20th goal of the season. With a 5-point night against the Anahiem Ducks, Bedard became the third youngest player in NHL history to have a 5-point game. Since he's returned from injury, the kid has got 18 points in 13 games, and he's only getting better. After being deemed the next generational superstar, Connor Bedard's rookie year has been fascinating to watch, and it mirrors some of the greatest players that the game has ever seen. Whether fans like hearing about him or not, the Connor Bedard era has officially begun, and he's living up to the hype. We are now in the stretch run of Connor Bedard's rookie season, and despite some injury setbacks and a terrible supporting cast, he's been really, really good. All the hype that has been built up for the last few years have been seemingly warranted, considering what he's been able to do on one of the worst teams in the NHL. But how good has Bedard actually been? And based on his play, are we truly witnessing the beginning of another Crosby or McDavid-esque type of player? Putting the media noise and crazy highlights aside and looking strictly at his stats, he's having one of the best rookie seasons in NHL history in the last 40 years for a U19 skater. With a 5-point night on Thursday, Connor Bedard has 51 points in 52 games. That's a 0.98 points per game output that only trails Crosby and McDavid in the last 4 decades of the league. That is some pretty good company. To make it even more impressive, the guy is doing it on an AHL team. But looking past his production and diving deeper into how he drives the play at 18, you can see that there's all kinds of signs that Bedard will be a force for years to come. First, let's dive into his goal-scoring ability and why it's so impressive for his situation. Bedard's teammates struggle to get him the puck in space. As a result, he'll have to create most of his chances with strong individual efforts and creativity in the offensive zone. Because he's easily the most dangerous player on the ice for Chicago, that causes defenses to converge on him in a hurry and force him to make a play under duress. Against Colorado, Bedard attacks the middle of the ice and he quickly recognizes that he's being double-teamed. The Avs don't want to give this ice uncontested to Bedard, but a strong effort mixed with creativity allows him to attack the seam between the winger and the defender and find the open man for a solid offensive chance. There are a number of instances in games where Connor Bedard's effort and creativity often don't result in anything tangible on the stat sheet. The lack of scoring talent around him is frustrating as a fan and probably as a player as well. However, the process is what is the focus. At 18 years old, he is elite at driving the play, and that's because of his off-puck awareness. The better your roots are away from the puck, the more often you will obtain possession. Quite frequently, we see this on the breakout as the Hawks will look to feed Bedard for him to attack the middle of the ice with possession. If Chicago can get him the puck, he can use his offensive talent to drive the play. Bedard will use a variety of speed changes and button hooks to pull up and wait for his teammates to arrive so that they can attack in numbers. By understanding where to be without the puck prior to the offensive zone, it gives him the opportunity to get the puck with speed and leverage his skill set on the entry. We saw this firsthand last night as Bedard's route on the breakout directly led to the 2-on-1 goal for Chicago. When another Blackhawk enters the zone with possession, Bedard also has the awareness to put himself in a position where he can use his release as a weapon or a decoy. Here against Columbus, Kurashev gets possession on the blue line with Columbus defenders caught about to change. Bedard has two options. He can either go straight to the net, or he can ride the blue line and give Kurashev a support option. The first option is low percentage as it relies on a potential Hail Mary pass to find Bedard. So he opts to slide in behind Kurashev on the entry, and now he's got possession with a gap advantage. All that space allows him to walk in untouched for a goal. It's the same thing here on this play against Ottawa. Bedard waits for Kurashev to gain the line to receive a drop pass and attack the middle. Bedard doesn't have the space that he had against Columbus, but because his release is so deadly, defenders need to step up on him to avoid getting a shot off. Bedard uses the threat as a decoy and slides it over to Kurashev to create a beautiful goal. Understanding where he needs to go on his off-puck routes only gives him more opportunity to use that lethal release. At 18, Bedard is already very good at finding the soft spots in NHL defenses to score goals. Here, Arizona is playing zone coverage, and with Bedard swinging high as the third man, he gives himself the opportunity to hit this space in coverage with speed. Bedard attacks downhill, Korchinski makes a fantastic cross-ice pass, and the release takes over. It's Austin Matthews-esque from the root right down to the goal. Austin Matthews took the toe drag release move to another level when he entered the league, and Bedard will likely do the same. This OT winner from this season is majestic to watch. As a goalie or defender, when you see someone pull the puck into their body like this, everything here reads that this puck is going blocker side. Based on that trajectory, the defender actually has his stick in the right spot to stop it. But instead of Bedard fully rolling his wrists and turning his blade on the release, he keeps the face of the blade open as he launches the puck. That is extremely hard to do when you have the puck this tight to your body, but because of the level of separation he gets with his top hand, it gives him extra leverage to fire this puck with velocity. At full speed, it's pure sorcery, and Hellebuck knows it. Bedard scored his 20th of the season last night by marrying all these skills together. As the F2 on this play, Bedard hustles to cut off his man when he sees Foligno disrupt possession. A solid effort keeps the puck in the zone, and right away, he attacks and finds space. He steps in, peels off to the left side, and his line mates do some good work to get off the wall. The final piece is the release, which is just world class for an 18-year-old rookie. Now, no rookie is perfect. Bedard is an alarming minus 36 on the season. Now, a large part of that is because the Blackhawks are horrible, but Bedard is experiencing growing pains in this area of the game. Being on the first line means that you have the toughest matchups. Like most rookies, Bedard's weaknesses are his inexperience and lack of strength, so defending low in the zone is a challenge. Here, he straight up forgets about Crosby as the puck swings high to the point, and it's in the back of the net, courtesy of Sid. As he gets more familiar, he'll learn how to adjust to certain defensive situations, but this year has been a mess in general. Even when Bedard is in good defensive positioning, he still is ending up as a minus due to the Blackhawks, well, being the Blackhawks. Combine that with a brutal 39% on the faceoff draw, Bedard is likely starting to play on the defensive side of the puck. His defensive game isn't exactly pretty, but the next evolution of Bedard will see an improvement in this area. Now, when you've been the greatest player in every league that you've played in up until this point of your career, losing can take a toll. Multiple times this season, we've seen the frustration build up for Connor Bedard. So much so that even coach Luke Richardson has made it a point to tell the rookie not to show the other team the frustration on the ice. Of course, when you're an 18-year-old kid who's supposed to be the next great one, you're going to get all sorts of extra attention and treatment. Bedard's rookie season mirrors that of both Crosby and McDavid. Like McDavid, Bedard also suffered an injury in his rookie season, but less severe compared to McDavid's, which ultimately cost him the Calder Trophy. In Crosby's rookie year, he was consistently targeted, and he gained a reputation for speaking up about it. Similar to Bedard, Crosby was on an island in Pittsburgh. The Penguins finished second last in the league, but Crosby still dominated by tallying 44 points more than his next closest teammate. That made Sidney Crosby the NHL's youngest triple-digit scorer. That is an insanely high bar for any generational talent. And even though Bedard won't put up those numbers, statistically, Connor Bedard is still right behind his comparables when it comes to his rookie season. When you consider that he's able to have this much of an impact on a team that could probably qualify for the AHL, it's incredible. Are there aspects of his game that need work? Absolutely. But so far, it's fair to say that Connor Bedard has exceeded the hype in every way.